Hi there, Year 6. I hope you're all well, and I hope you've enjoyed your half-term break. The weather's been lovely, hasn't it, as well, so it's definitely made a big difference. I just wanted to pop on here, give you a little bit of information regarding you coming up in just under 4 weeks' time. I hope you're all really excited. Your start date, just to remind you, is Monday the 5th of July, okay? Now, some of you will have met some of your pastoral team already. I know we've been visiting your primary schools, but some of you might not have met some of the team, all right? So I thought I'd give you guys a bit of an introduction to all three of us. So you've got myself, I'm Mrs. Harrison. I am the assistant head of Year 7. Mr. Green, who is the head of Year 7, and Mrs. Lee, who is the non-teaching head of Year 7. So just to give you a little bit of information about us three. Mr. Green has been at Wickersey School since 2015 and he teaches geography. He's been ahead of year a few times now, so he saw the class of 2018 from year 9 to year 11. Our current year 9s, he was their head of year when they were in year 7, and most recently he has been the head of year for the class of 2021, so we saw them through year 10 and year 11. So you guys are going to be his 4th year group. He's been voted Wickersley's funniest teacher 3 years on the bounce. So hopefully you'll get to see some of his silly jokes and laugh along with him there. Being part of the Wickersley family, he feels is something to be really proud of. And he's really looking forward to seeing you guys kind of take part in some of those extracurricular activities that we've kind of mentioned a few times to you when we've been visiting primary schools. And we're going to be mentioning it a few times more in these little videos that we're going to be sending home to you guys. Myself, so like I say, I'm Mrs. Harrison. I am your assistant head of Year 7. I've been at Wickersey the same amount of time as Mr. Green, so since 2015. I am a social science teacher, but I do specialise in PSHE and citizenship studies. You guys are going to be my 3rd year group now as an assistant head of year. I saw the class of 2020 through year 10 and year 11, and the recent cohort that have just left us, I saw them through year 11. In previous years, I've been voted Wickersley's nicest and most supportive teacher, which is something I'm really proud of. So I'm really looking forward to supporting you guys as you go through your journey at Wickersley School. And last but definitely not least, Mrs. Lee, so she's your non-teaching head of Year 7. She actually was a student at Wickersley School many years ago, and you can see there's a little photo of Mrs. Lee in her Wickersley uniform. It's changed a bit since then, hasn't it? She started working at Wickersley in 2001. She was the matron here, and then she's also worked in the IT department too. She started working in SDP as a non-teaching head of year in 2011. And Mrs. Lee really does feel like the best part of her job is getting to see you guys go through your journey from year 7 to year 11 and seeing how you guys grow into young adults getting ready to take on the world. Like myself and Mr. Green, Mrs. Lee is very much looking forward to meeting you all and getting to know you. All right. Now, some people have been asking us this recently, what might a typical day look like at Wickersley School? So it's going to be a little bit different to your primary school. So I just thought I'd give you a little bit of an introduction to what your day may be structured like, okay? So the big thing here is you will start your morning with a form period with your form tutor. I'll talk about them in a moment. You will then have period 1 and period 2. These lessons are last about an hour and 20 minutes. You'll then have a break time, followed by period 3, another break, period 4, and then there are loads of after-school clubs to then hopefully get involved with as well. Now, your break times, you do have a little bit of freedom here, so you can access some of the food outlets that we have. There's a few around the site, and I'll be doing another video in the next week or two that will kind of give you a bit of an understanding of what kinds of food they serve and maybe where they are located as well. And you can go and sit in your form room where you can have your lunch if you want to, maybe socialise with some other people in your form and kind of just chill out a little bit. And if weather permitting, you may be able to also access the outside spaces as well. So that might be just having a little bit of a kind of outdoor time where you might go and play on the field. You may go and sit on some benches, get some fresh air, that kind of thing. All right. Now, form period then is an incredibly important part of your day. You will start every day with a form period with your form tutor. And once a week, you and your form tutor will come and join all of the other Year 7 forms and Year 7 form tutors in a big assembly that will be in the main hall. Now, this is the same main hall that you were going to come to on your first day at Wickersley as well. And I've got a little video that I'll send out in a couple of weeks' time that will show you where you need to go on your first day. So it'll give you a little bit of an understanding of where you need to go. Your form periods then are an absolutely vital part of your school day, and they are just as important as your lessons. All right, so it's really really important to make sure that you are getting to school on time so you don't miss anything. During form periods, then we will give you things like key messages. It could be things to do with extracurricular, some clubs that are happening, maybe some trips and things like that. We also do things like uniform checks and equipment checks, as well as we will complete things like little mini activities or some projects as well during this time. Now, your form tutor will be the first and your main point of contact if any issues or you kind of arise, or if you have any queries about anything as well. They're the ones that you will go to first, okay? Because you will see them every single day. Now, I mentioned just briefly there about some extracurricular and after-school clubs. We are going to be sending out a video that's about them, or giving you a little bit of understanding about what those kind of clubs may be in a week or two. There are loads of opportunities. So there's lots of things to do with sport, but also lots of creative things as well. So I'll be sending something out for you guys to have a little look at, and hopefully it'll get you guys wanting to join some after-school clubs, which will be lovely to see too. Now, I have been given some frequently asked questions, so I just thought if I answer them here, then hopefully you'll be able to answer for everybody. So your first one here is about getting around school. Now, I know some of you are a little bit concerned about getting around school. So the first one I have been asked is, what happens if you got lost? Where do you go? Please don't worry if you get yourself a little bit lost in school. There's always either a teacher, a different member of staff around. There's also lots of students around as well if you feel like you're okay to ask them. If you can't see a teacher around, just pop into a little classroom. There will be a teacher there and they'll be able to point you in the right direction. Our students are lovely and they will be able to also point you in the right direction too, okay? One of the other questions I get asked quite often is, what about when we've got form time and period 1 and period 2? Do you have enough time to get to your lessons? And the answer is yes. We understand that, you know, one of you might be at one side of the school and then your next lesson might be at the other side of the school. Don't worry about it. Just head over as soon as you can. There is enough time between period 1 finishing and period 2 starting to get there on time, okay? If you do get yourself lost, like we say, please ask somebody to point you in the right direction. And also, there is a virtual tour that has been popped up onto the website as well that you can have a little look at. It might start to help you familiarise yourself with the school site, which would be great, okay? We understand that you may be maybe a minute or two late to your lessons in the first week. Again, just because you're getting used to the school site. But after the first week, you'll be a pro. Okay, so please don't worry about that. Mobile phones then. So the majority of you have got mobile phones and it's fine for you to bring them into school, but there are rules with mobile phones, okay? So when you're in school, during the day, like during your lessons and things like that, you must make sure that your mobile phone is switched off and is in your bag, all right? During your break times, if you are in somewhere like a seated area, like your form room, you can sit down, you can use your mobile phone, but you are not allowed to walk around the corridors on your mobile, all right? If you are, please be prepared to have it confiscated off you, and then you'll have to collect it from the head teacher at the end of the day, okay? If it is confiscated 3 times, then a parent will have to come in to collect your phone, all right? So please make sure that they're switched off in your bag unless you are at break time in a seated area where you can use your phone, all right? At uniform then, uniform is another thing that we get asked quite a lot about. So I just thought I'd answer a couple of frequently asked questions on uniform, and then I'm going to show you where the uniform policy is on our website as well. So the first one is about trousers. So are you allowed to wear things like culottes and leggings and things like that? So trousers, they need to be plain black, smart, tailored trousers, all right? So hopefully that clears up a little bit there for you. And then the other one's about shoes. So what shoes can you wear? So your shoes must be plain black, leather, and suitable for school. Plain black laces only, so no multicolored laces, please. Pumps, canvas shoes, and sandals are also not allowed, even if they are black, okay? So there must be plain black leather shoes that are suitable for school with the black laces. Just to remind you about our uniform policy, if you go on our website, you'll be able to see there that there's that little banner across the top that says Year 6 transition information. If you click on that, it takes you to all the transition things that we have been organising for you. But on the main page, if you clicked on the little parent tab at the top, this little kind of drop-down box loads up for you. And in the first section where it says general information, towards the bottom it says school uniform. If you click on that, it will take you to the school uniform policy on there, where you can have a little look and double check anything if you're unsure about it, okay? And everything's listed in there from the school uniform to your PE kit as well, all right? So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week. I hope you found that bit of information, kind of important for yourselves, and hopefully it clears up a little bit of kind of misunderstanding or misconceptions about anything as well. Take care, please. Have a lovely rest of your week, and we will be sending out another video for you next week. All right. See you soon. Bye.